We've got three topics today. I'm going to explain my blow-off top theory, and you're going to love this because it's not about the price. Usually when you think of a blow-off top, you're thinking about a shooting star pattern or the price jumping higher. It's about the trading activity. I'll show you. We'll get into it. Plus, we need to talk about the price dip in gold a couple of days ago. I want to talk about that. And then also the spiraling conflict in the Middle East.
Thousands of fighters from Iran-backed groups in the Middle East are ready to come to Lebanon to join with the militant Hezbollah group in its battle with Israel.
Major rapid escalations happening all over the place to do with the invasion of southern Lebanon by Israeli forces to fight Hezbollah. If this happens, there's going to be a lot of other countries and fighters coming together to fight on each side. This isn't going to be a small thing. And I wrote a special message to my subscribers of the Peter Leeds newsletter in the weekend opportunities and updates report that we put out every weekend, and it says exactly this. Stop thinking of this conflict as a war between Israel and Hezbollah. Rather, think of it more like a war between Israel, USA, Germany, France, the United Kingdom, Japan, Canada, Australia, and others, versus Hezbollah from Lebanon, Houthis from Yemen, Turkey, Russia, Iran, North Korea, China, Pakistan, Syria, and many others. What happens on the ground in the Middle East will touch you here from the other side of the world.
The Peter Leeds newsletter is one of the most popular financial publications of all time.
Gold prices dropped $33 an ounce the other day, but this is just what happens. It just happens to be the fact that it's a play against the deterioration of the US dollar. Gold's going to bounce around a little bit, but in general, the trajectory, the trend, is for the US dollar to go lower, have less purchasing power, and therefore require more dollars to buy the same asset. That's why things like gold go up in price. I'm a huge believer in gold and precious metals. I think that we're looking at over 100% gain on most of the mining companies, and I believe that there's going to be a lot of gains for a lot of years. So what I always tell you about gold, don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's not going anywhere. It never has. Yes, I'm calling for a blow-off top in these markets. And I'm going to show you. It's really interesting. It's not about the price, although prices are jumping up pretty high today. Dow Jones last I saw was up 300 points today so far. But this blow-off top is happening because of the trading activity. You're going to love this. It's going to blow your mind. You would have heard that the stock market is on its longest stretch without a 2% sell-off since the financial crisis. Interesting that it's always right before the last crisis. So many things are lining up like that. The S&P 500 has gone 377 days without a 2.05% sell-off. That's the longest stretch for the benchmark since the great financial crisis, according to FactSet. Now pay attention to this last bullet point that they shared in the article. This market lull comes as investors pile into mega-cap stocks such as Nvidia, amid bets that artificial intelligence will boost profits. It's different this time. Now there's artificial intelligence. Pay attention to that. Just like before the stock market crashed in 1929, right before that, all of the biggest gainers were focused on a small selection of stocks.
You help yourself and people just like us when you click the like button.
And when things start coming down, it will start with the NASDAQ. Whatever's most overvalued will come down first. It'll start with the NASDAQ. That's where it's going to begin. But then it'll spread out to more markets. Now here's a 6-month chart of the NASDAQ. Now what do you notice here about this? The NASDAQ index climbed pretty well on regular, typical trading volume. And I always tell you, don't look at the trading price as much as you look at the trading activity levels, the volume. How much commitment is there with some of these moves? You can see here, this is regular volume, and you can see here, this is a stampede. Everybody ran over to one side of the raft, even to the fact that it jumped up here with a gap up before the trading volume then suddenly picked up. This is the issue. This market has been driven higher by this activity. Now, this activity needs to remain just as high, or else this market comes down. And this was over the summer months, when kids are out of school and all of a sudden everybody's trading stocks. It's a matter of how long can this activity level maintain. When there's no more stampede into a lot of these stocks, they're going to be coming down. in my opinion. Let's zoom in on a 1 month chart of the NASDAQ, and you can see here this is one last gasp. These are the latecomers who put it off for so long till now they can't stand it anymore, that the markets are going higher, but they didn't get involved. Now they've decided to jump in. That's who shows up last. Just remember, this is all just opinion, but if you guys want to learn more from me, get in touch with me directly. Consider becoming a Peter Leeds insider. All the cool kids are doing it.
The United States is the chief proponent of Israel. We are the ones supporting Israel. Consequently, terror groups could come into the United States and attack here in support of Hamas or in support of Hezbollah.